Hello. Hey, how's it going? This is Charles. Um you can see on my screen here is the stats Intel Core for my CPU 4790. Blah blah blah. There's my graphics card, RTX 2060. Tells me the temperature, all that good stuff. This is keep track of that 30%. Right now it's 32% load. About 50 degrees, it's not too bad. You can see it's been down to 29. Anyways, what I want to do is just kind of do some brief videos on how to take a really cheap computer or an older computer and upgrade it to something that you can play newer games with. And I'll show you some of that video here in just a little bit. Right here's what I want to show you is the first thing you want to do if you're working with an older computer, or if you decide to buy a cheap one and go that route. First thing that I would do is the computer I bought was on clearance for $100. It's was a HP Pavilion 500. You can see this. You can see the number right here, -223W. I got it at Walmart. It's open box. And that's really what you can do. You can go to flea markets. You can go to eBay, wherever. Maybe you can get it cheaper than that. I mean, it was pretty much brand new. I don't know why it was returned, but I haven't had a problem with it. If you go to the website wherever your computer was built, so in this case it's an HP. If you go to Asus or Dell or whoever, you'll be able to find the same information. Maybe I'll do that in a later video, but right now I'm just focusing on this one. It'll give you, the reason I'm showing you this because it'll give you all the information about your computer. It'll tell you the motherboard. And this one's got a real simple one. It's only got 2 RAM slots, 1 PCI, and it kind of tells you all about it, the socket set and all that stuff. And it'll tell you, your core. In this case, it came with i3 4130, 2 cores. It'll show you all the details of what came with it. Your power supply, 300 watts. As you can see, it's just not a really good computer for gaming or anything else more complicated. So what I want to do is make it something that I can do that with without spending $2,000 or $1,500 or even $1,000. So the first thing I do is, I added 8 gig of memory, had 2 slots, so I just got another 8 gig of memory. In this case, it's DDR3, so we're going to look up and you can see here, you can get on eBay maybe for $17. This is 16. I'm just looking for 8 because I already got 8 in there now. Personally, I like Amazon. Not everybody does, but I do some shopping through there. I don't really, and this is a 16 gig. That's the real fancy stuff. I mean, I don't see. I mean, look right here. Well, in that case, it's 2 of them. But you can see. some of it here. Anyway, so that's kind of what you do. You just go in here, find the cheap 8 gig. I want to see it. I want to say I paid like $20 for it, something like that. I mean, look, you got $20 right here. 8 gigabyte of RAM, exactly what you need. $20, throw it in there. You doubled your RAM. Then what you can do is, I mean, it came with a 1 terabyte hard drive. I mean, you could get a solid state maybe, but 1 terabyte should be more than enough for what you're doing. And I'll show you that here in just a minute. So I just left that alone. Power supply, yeah, we're going to do something about that, but I'll talk about that here in just a minute. But the next thing you want to do after you do the memory is go here where it says processor upgrade information. Now you could just go by the socket. You could just look up that socket number, CPUs that work with that socket number, and you can find a list on Google. But I mean, right here it already has a list of them, so why would I do that? And it kind of gives you the rundown. Now you can see, let's take this one because this is the one I ended up finding on eBay. It's an i7-4790. It says 3.6, but if you look over here, you can see it's consistently running at right at 4 gigahertz. So 3.9, it floats around 3.9 and 4.0. And I haven't overclocked it, so it's works. The stats are good on it. At least I think it is. So then what you do is you basically take this, and we'll do kind of the same thing we did. Just go to Google or Bing or whatever you're using, and just kind of look it up here. That's not what it is. Now you can go here, Amazon. I wouldn't say do that because it's going to cost you. And this is the case, so it's a better version of it. It's 54, but here's one right here for 190, which isn't a horrible price. 190. This will vastly, if you want to play, Anthem and Battlefield 5 and stuff like that, you really need to improve the processor. In this case, I mean, maybe you got lucky and you got a CPU that already has a really good processor, so you can just any part you see here, if you already have tons of RAM or the processor's on point, then you don't have to worry about doing that. I'm just showing you if you have an older one, if you got something at a flea market or something like that. So any of these steps you can skip. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. Now let's go back here. Now we can see. Oh, I want to go back. I got it on eBay. So now this one's got more than what Amazon had it for, but it's, I don't know why somebody would do that, but it happens. So here you go. 175, 148, blah blah blah, 124, and that's a K, so that's a pretty good deal. I think I got mine for $75. So if you shop around a little bit, do some bidding, you can get a really good deal on it. Patience. Sometimes if you're willing to wait a week or something like that, you can end up with a vastly upgraded processor for dirt cheap. So far, if you look at what I did, I spent $70. I upgraded the processor. What was in there was the i3 4130, which you can see is right here, right at the very low end. It's a dual core. This one's a quad core. i7 4790's got hyper threading, and if we want to see the specs on that, we can go here. And this will tell you all the specs. Usually I like to go to the manufacturer. Let's see here. So I'll take us there. Yeah, there you go. Well, I mean, it's pretty good. You can see it's got all that stuff. And then I can go in there and compare it. It's just got hyper threading and a lot of stuff that when I looked it up, the i3 didn't have. So it's an extreme edition. So it's a vastly superior one to the one that's in there. So in there you can get all that information. So anyway, so we spent $70, or maybe 175. I think it was 70 so far on the RAM and the processor, and we already have. You've already upgraded a whole lot. I'm talking like vastly amounts. Now, you want to play some really good games. You could go to your graphics card. Personally, for me, I like to order the graphics card. I like to go down to a store and get it, because generally you got 15 days to return it, and if something's wrong, a lot of times you can get better deals. You know what you're getting. That's just the way I like to roll when I get graphics card. Even if I have to go to Best Buy and order one just straight from them, they ship it, but I can still take it down to the Best Buy store. It's just kind of my experience. I like to do. Of course, I love fries, but I don't have one in my area. But anyway, so this tells you what graphics comes with. It does not have a graphics card. It's integrated graphics, and it's just terrible. And you'll see how it performs. Why I'm telling you this here in just a little bit. But you can certainly get, an older, even a 1070 specs are just about as good, but it's about the same price. But you can get a 1060, or I want to have a video and show you my old processor, an old video card that I had gotten. But the performance isn't going to be there. So the whole point of this whole video is you don't have to do all this at once. You can spend $20 one month, upgrade your RAM. Next month, you spend $50 and upgrade your processor. Or you can do it in reverse. You could just get a new motherboard, keep it on the side, and then try to get a processor to go with it. I don't really see a need in that, but you certainly can if you want to. There's a lot of things you can do. The most important thing is that you look up all your information here, and it'll tell you what you have and what you can upgrade. Now, in this case, I'll show you that I also upgraded the internal power supply. And then I got a cooling system. So if we look here, I'll show you the cooling system I got. It's it's a Corsair. Not a horsehair, Corsair. 860. You can see on Amazon, $60 for a liquid cool system. You don't have to do that. I mean, it's a good system for what it is. Works really well. I'm getting good stuff out of it, and you'll see that when I show you here in just a little bit. And then for the power supply, I went with a Corsair. It was a CX750, I think. Yeah, and it was 72. So for $130, I got top of the line power supply and a liquid cool system. So it's 130 plus the 75 I spent on the other one, so it's basically 200. The graphics card is totally, you can put, $100 to $200 graphics card and it'll still be a really good system. May not be able to run games on Ultra, but it'll certainly be able to play games like Anthem and Battlefield 5 on medium or low graphics, which I play on that anyways. Even though I can run Ultra, I don't really care. I like, I just like the performance. So anyways, let's take a look at this. Oh, you know what? Now I'm thinking about it. Let's go back to Amazon. Let's go to my orders here. I bought a fan, $8. Fans are good. You can buy fans all day long. Of course, some thermal paste. It's always good to have some of that. This is what I wanted to show you. That motherboard I had only had 2 fan slots, so this one, it sticks on the side of your case. You'll see that in the video. Plugs, your power supply has a plug for it, and it gives you 6 additional slots for fans, which helps a lot, because you'll see in the video that I got, not including the water cooler fan, which has 2 fans, just the liquid cool system took up both of the motherboard slots, so I had 4 additional fans, so this gave me the space I need. If I decide I want to put a couple more, then it gives me those slots. So I did want to show you that. It's only $8, so with the fan was $8, so you're talking $16, and boom, I got all the fans I'll ever need. So anyways, let's do this. Let's get into the, I won't be able to do that yet, so alright.